Because if you don't, what's not going to happen in a short amount of time? That phone not going to ring anymore. It's not going to ring anymore. So that's the musical horror. When they say jump, baby, you say, okay, how high? We all have been the musical horror at some point in our life. And being the musical horror means you have to take just everything that comes down the pike. And if you don't have a solid private lesson roster teaching base, and if you are not in an orchestra, contracted orchestra, and if you are not a public school teacher, I'm probably looking at you right now, and you are the musical horror. And I don't care if you're Mr. Hollywood, A-rated player, whatever. You are the musical horror. You have to jump when those people call you, whether it's to play lead trumpet at the Pantages Theater and do Broadway, or whether it's to show up at Easter morning and play that Sunday morning service with the orchestra, or it's something even simpler than that. You get a call for a studio session gig that's only an hour long, and you got to drive through traffic and pay parking, and you're not going to make that. You have to take that gig. That's the life of a musical whore. And anyway, if you've been in that position for a while, you want to get out of it. I mean, some people can do it all their lives, but I wanted to get out of that as soon as possible. And I've already alluded to how you get out of that. You have to take a contracted teaching job. You have to be lucky enough to have your audition accepted at a major metropolitan symphony orchestra. Um, or, I didn't mention this, you have to take a part-time job or a job in another industry. And so that's where the term comes from. Hey, don't quit your day job, right? Well, you're going to have your day job. Maybe you're a bookkeeper somewhere, or maybe you work at Home Depot. Who knows? But if you don't have that, you end up having to perpetuate the musical horror aspect of your life. Meaning, anytime your phone rings, anytime you get an email about doing a gig or a performance, you must show up. Even if it's someone that you don't like that's contracting you for that gig, or you got to play with some people that you don't like, you still are going to do it. And so this video is, although it might be a little entertaining, it has some very practical, sage advice for any musician and teacher that doesn't want to continue being a musical whore, or that would like to have more stability for the future. And that means just regular teaching, um, even private lessons. Like you already heard my story, I thought I had a pretty rock solid good gig there in California. Well, when they cut the whole music program in Mount Diablo schools, nope, that was no longer stable or consistent. So where am I getting at? Where am I going with this video tutorial for you? You're probably wanting to know. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, you have to develop some type or some line of musical products, education, tutorial, something that you can sell, something that will be of value to somebody else. And preferably something that you can sell on a regular basis after you've already done the major lifting, the heavy lifting, and the work. In other words, you create a tutorial that you sell for $5, $10, or $15, or $20, and I have a lot of those. But after you do the hard work of creating that tutorial, guess what? When people buy that, you're gaining income, but you've already done the work. So that's the cool part about it. I've been seeing on Facebook, someone's come up with all these different slogans for, keep calm, play trumpet or whatever. Or all I think about it when I'm at work is playing trumpet. Well, that's someone's idea of making money in addition to physically showing up for a gig or teaching. So you're watching this video, and whether you take my advice, I don't know. But if you don't take it, you're going to be 60 years old, and you might be out of a teaching position because they cut teachers, they cut music programs. You might be out of a symphony job because that's defunct now because there's no more support for it. And you might be looking around wondering, what the hell just happened. And then you might look in the classifieds or get online or Craig's and have to take a job, working at Home Depot during the day and just, keeping your fingers crossed that you'll still be able to get a couple gigs, for your instrument. So don't let that happen to you, because I'm giving you the advice right now to do something different. And that means that you're going to have to come up with some kind of creative idea that will serve you. Subscribe, click on my website link, and go on to the next video. It's lovely out here. Have a great day.